y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to For My Vanity and welcome to a different viewpoint. I am sitting on my bed and I have you guys sitting in front of a window to hopefully bring in enough light here. But I'm going to be sharing my birth story today. Now, I did share my birth story for Gideon when I had him 2 years ago, and I did a whole get ready with me, but it ended up not going very well just because it takes me a little while to do my makeup, especially when I'm talking. So there was a lot of stop and go with that. I did have one of my sisters over to help, and so it all worked out and that like the baby was able to be taken care of and Olivia was down for a long nap. But at this current moment, it's just me, myself, and I taking care of both my other children and then also my newborn. So my time to film is like very, very small. So I figured since my birth story for Levi was pretty straight and to the point, there were no big complications, it shouldn't take too long. I thought it'd be fun to sit down nice and cozy on my bed with a giant mug of coffee because newborn life, and do a little cross stitch while I share with you guys my birth story for Levi. Now, cross stitch is something that I really enjoy doing, and I actually put it out there and asked if you guys wanted me to do like a cross stitch story time during Capemas, and it just never worked out. I kept trying to squeeze it in and it just kept getting pushed back until obviously I never did it. So I figured we could do it now and I could share with you guys my birth story and continue working on this hummingbird. I know it's probably not the easiest to see here, but I have a hummingbird going on. I can show you my little, pattern really fast. It's not going to be the best quality because it is the little cutout version, but anyway, that's what we got going. I've got his whole back and I'm working on going up one of the wings. It's pretty easy because I'm only working with like 2-3 colors, so it's something I can do while I talk. So yeah, if that at all sounds interesting, I think I'll be able to kind of keep it in focus. Maybe I'll turn a little bit. It's not going to be up close and personal, so you won't see that much, so it's not as exciting, but let's just go ahead and jump right into sharing with you guys my birth story for my third child, Levi Thomas. Okay, so I have to get some more thread, so that's what I'm doing here. But anyway, so if you guys don't know, I go in and get induced for all my pregnancies. I've had 3 kids, and each one I've had to get induced because my first child, Olivia, I wanted to go natural with her so badly, so I tried. She was due, I think, like the day before, I think it was like the day before, I forget. It was around Thanksgiving, either the day before or day after, and she came. I ended up having to go in and get induced with her on December 4th because she didn't come. She was around 9 days late, and she was extremely large. She ended up getting stuck when she was coming out, and she broke her shoulder bone, and I tore me coming out. And if you know anything about tearing when you give birth and have a child, I tore to the 4th degree, number 4. They have number systems. 1's not too bad, 4's the worst. I tore a 4, so since then, when I've gone in to have Gideon and Levi, the doctors, or this time was a midwife, they were like, we're going to go early because you don't want to tear again, because then you're going to start having problems for yourself down there, because if you tear too much, your body's not going to, knit back together as well, and you'll just have all sorts of problems going to the bathroom and stuff. So ever since then, I have to go in and go early, and I couldn't make myself go naturally when I was super late and miserable, and I can't make myself go early. So I just go in and get induced. So that's what we were doing that's what we did with Gideon, and that's what we did with Levi. By the way, as I said, I have Gideon's birth story on here if you ever want to go see. I think I'm going to sit down and do another story time sharing Olivia's, because I never shared hers, and hers was by far the most traumatic and the hardest one. Like, all of my birth since hers, like, oh, that's easy. Like, I feel great, because hers was so rough. So if you'd like to see that, let me know. We can do another little cross stitch or something, and that could be fun. But anyway, getting back on track. So I had it scheduled to go in and get induced on the day after Christmas, which is the 26th. It's my mother-in-law's birthday. That's one of the reasons that's kind of helped us decide. But basically, he was due the 30th of December, and my midwife was like, I want you to go early. You can go up to a week early, pick a day, and I didn't want to do it before Christmas. I don't know. It's hard to pick a birthday for your kid, and especially when it's around the holidays. So we figured day after Christmas might be a nice birthday. I don't know. It's what we did. His birthday is the 26th. So anyway, the 26th, we were set to get to the hospital at 7. We had to be there at 7. We live about 25 minutes away from the hospital. So we woke up, and in the morning I had to leave. It was it was interesting. So I now live in Florida near all of my family. So two of my sisters came over one wanted to come with me to the birth, and she actually ended up catching and like delivering Levi. But anyway, so two of them came the night before, and the other one was to babysit the kids. And we talked about it, my husband and I ended up telling my husband, I was like, we have to go in and get induced. It's going to be a while. Like, it's going to take a long while for my body to get going. Why don't you just hang out here with the kids? That way, you know, give the kids some kind of normalcy. I really hope the lighting's okay because it's getting dark outside. But anyway, I was like, just stay here with the kids. And once they go down for their naps, then you can come to the hospital. And then we also had like a backup plan of, you know, to leave them with my sisters, my older sisters, in case like things started to happen and Dan needed to be at the hospital ASAP. So he was a little hesitant, but he was like, okay, if you're cool with it, I'll stay here with the kids. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be super boring. So he was already prepared to stay home with the kids until they went down for their nap. So I was going to the hospital that morning with my sister, Anna Marie, who was going to catch and deliver Levi, and me. It was just the two of us going in to get all signed in and start the process and whatnot. And when I woke up that morning, I think I woke up at like 5:30, 5:45. I got some bad news. Woke up and I like went to the bathroom and then checked my phone, and I found out that a very close family friend had passed away. She's been fighting cancer for, gosh, 4 years. We knew her and her family in Virginia, and I was very close with her. So when I woke up and I saw that, I was a mess that morning. I was trying to like get ready and go to the hospital, but like I wanted to read and find out, you know, how it happened, because it was very unexpected for me. Like, I knew she was really sick, but I thought we had more time. So it was really a rough morning trying to process that and then still get to the hospital and stuff like that. So that was going on that morning. And then kids woke up, and oh yeah, Gideon, he had like a really strange rash. We figured out what it was. It's basically his skin is just super sensitive in the winter, because when the heat's on, his skin just dries out. So if he scratches it, his skin almost like welts up just from like a little like, and that's it. It'll welt up and look like almost a bug bite or something, or claw marks. Anyway, that was the first morning that happened. So as I was trying to kiss them and get out the door, I was like, oh my goodness, what happened to your feet? Because he had all these bumps on him. And I was like, is there ants in the house? Did you get bit? I'm going to cut it short here and just say it was a hectic morning and a very emotional morning. But I finally got out of the house, and we made it to the hospital shortly after 7. Got all checked in, got my vitals, and I decided to try something a little different with this delivery and trying to get my body to naturally go into labor, because I don't know, I just hear that Pitocin is really hard and like painful and stuff like that, and that letting your body naturally do it is a lot less painful. And I mean, like I said, I've only ever gotten induced. I've only had my 2 previous pregnancies were only with Pitocin, so that's all I've known. But I was like, hey, if there's a less painful way, let's try it. So we ended up using something else. I forget what it was called. I don't want to put out misinformation, but basically it's something you can put on your cervix to try to naturally get your body to kickstart into labor. So we put that on. My midwife came in shortly after 7, and we put that on my cervix, and I had to sit in the bed for an hour to make sure that kind of like got in there and dissolved it on my cervix before I could get up and start moving to try to get labor going. So we just sat around for an hour. Nothing too exciting. I was having contractions, but I always consider them to be Braxton Hicks because they were never painful. I could feel my stomach hardening. I could feel a little bit of discomfort, but nothing bad. So that was going on, but like I said, nothing worth noting. And so after an hour, I got up and I walked around a little bit, but I mainly just kind of either sat on the ball or did a lot of like back and forth trying to move my hips to work the baby down and get things going. Did that for a while. And then I think my mom and other sisters who wanted to come to my birth ended up getting to the hospital around 9 or 10, I think it was. No, it was like 10:30 actually. Nothing had happened at that point, but you know, they finished up their day and then headed on down to the hospital. And I just love having my mommy there. My mommy has delivered 10 children, and she loves birth. She's been to a lot of her, like, help kind of be a doula to her friends and whatnot. When I was growing up, she went to many births and helped helped coach women to deliver. So I trust my mama, and I was just like, you need to be here. So anyway, they got there around 10:30 or 11 or so like that. Nothing was happening. I think the doctor came in. When did she come in? I want to say she came in and checked me around 12 maybe. The morning is such a blur. I'll be sticking pictures here if I do have any, just because I enjoy looking at pictures. But anyway, nothing much was happening, and I can't remember when the doctor came in. I think it was around 12 or 1. She kind of popped in and was like, hey, because yeah, so whatever she put on my cervix, she had to wait 4 hours and she could do it again. And so 4 hours, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was around 11:30ish. She came in and was like, hey, how's that working? They checked me. I think when I went to the hospital, I was at a 2, and I was like barely any effaced, not even 50% of that. Anyway, she checked me again, and I was maybe a 5, I think. And I was a little more effaced, but not much. Like I said, nothing was painful. The contractions weren't even, they were barely anything I had to pause over, really. I just kind of would relax just to make sure that I was letting my body and my cervix open up and wasn't fighting against it. So anytime I had a contraction, I just try to, breathe and relax everything to let it open up, but nothing was painful. So anyway, she came in and was like, hey, do you want to put another dose of that on your cervix and try it for another 4 hours, or do you want to start Pitocin? And I was just like, at this point, like, it was around noon, and I was just like, if we do it again, do another 4 hours, it's something you can't do Pitocin with because it's just too much. So I was just like, man, if I wait another 4 hours, that's going to be like 3, 4 o'clock. And then if I just decide to start Pitocin, then it could be in the middle of the night by the time this baby gets here. And for me personally, like I said, I've had 2 babies with Pitocin. That's all we used. I don't do epidurals. I don't know if I've told you or if I've mentioned it before, but I've never had an epidural. So like, I've been able to manage the pain well enough. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather just kind of get it going, get the pain over with, and get this baby here and just move on. Like, I didn't want to sit there, the whole day. And another thing too is like, it's very tiring to work. And if I ended up like trying the whole day to have this baby, standing and walking a lot, and then it's like 8 o'clock at night, I'm finally starting Pitocin, and then it gets real and it's painful, I'm going to be so tired and worn out. A lot of different reasons I decided to I was like, let's start Pitocin. Let's do it. And she decided to like bump it up I think it was like one level every 30 minutes. I forget what they started me on. I think a 2, or maybe it was just 1. I don't know what they started me on. But anyway, they started me on Pitocin, and then my husband got there. He got there, I think it was around 1:32 that my husband actually got there, because he put the kids to bed and then came. Nothing was happening. Once Pitocin started, I could feel them. I could definitely feel the contractions. I don't even know if you guys can see this, so this might be very boring, and I'm sorry. Feel free to leave me tips on a better angle if you just want me to focus on this and not my face, so you can watch me. Let me know. But anyway, so we started Pitocin around 1 or so, and then I want to say around 2:30 she came back in, and I was like, can we break my water and just kind of get things going? And she was like, sure, we can break your water. So she ended up breaking my water, and that's when I was like, okay, I know this feeling. This is labor. Let's get this thing going. And so once she broke my water, I think it was like 2-ish, it got a lot more intense. Obviously, if you've ever had a baby, no more cushion for me to kind of have on my cervix. So it was a lot more painful, and I definitely had to stop talking every time the contractions came and focus on it, just relaxing. If you're curious, I know I've said it in Gideon's birth story, but I use the Bradley method to kind of prep myself for delivery, and I highly recommend it. It's what I went through. I went through the class with Olivia, and then I just kind of refreshed my memory before going and having Gideon, and then now Levi. But anyway, so I was just relaxing through, really letting go and making sure not to fight or tense up at all during the contractions. And we did that for a little while, and maybe 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to get in the tub. I love getting in hot water. Hot water, any kind of heat really is so amazing when I'm in pain. So once Pitocin, I was on Pitocin, and then once the water broke, I wanted to get in the water just to have that heat on me. And so they filled up the water, and I got in it, and it felt amazing. Just as amazing as I remember with Gideon. There's nothing like intense high heat to help you feel better. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I got in the bath and just relaxed and did some more. I like to sit in like a squatting position in the bathtub just to kind of open up my legs and open up my cervix to help things going. It's just very comfortable to like lean forward on the bathtub and relax and just be able to fully let go when contractions are coming. And, you know, during this time they were upping it to the Pitocin, one level every 30 minutes. I think my mom said when I had the baby, I was at a 13 strength Pitocin, something like that. I think it was around 13. So anyway, I got in the bath. Must have been around 2:33 at this point. I can't remember. I'm very foggy. But anyway, I wasn't in there very long before I was kind of like, I'm feeling super hot. I'm feeling super uncomfortable. When the contractions come, I kind of feel like I have to go to the bathroom. And also, I don't know if it's because of the heat and just the fact that I wasn't drinking a whole lot, but I was starting to feel a little lightheaded. So when I kind of voiced those issues that I was experiencing, and I think especially when I said, like, I feel like when the contractions come and I'm letting go, I almost have to like tense up because I feel like I have to go to the bathroom, and not like pee, but like number two. When I said that, the nurse that was in there was like, okay, let's get you out of the bathtub, and I kind of knew at the time, but I was like, that's probably like my cervix opening up and the baby's head coming down kind of thing. So they didn't want me having the baby in the bathtub, which is cool with me. I feel like that'd be gross to get all that stuff in the bathtub. Anyway, so we got out of the bathtub. And we laid in the bed, and did they check me? I don't think they checked me. But when looking at my belly and like Levi shifted a lot to the left. I guess me looking down, but I guess if you're looking at my belly, shifted to the right. He was just leaning this way very much, which isn't uncommon for me and my body because I do have scoliosis. I have had scoliosis surgery to correct scoliosis. But anyway, I still have a curve, so even though it was corrected, there's still a little bit of curve. So my body just naturally kind of goes like this. If you ever see me in person, not that anyone will, or if you ever notice on my videos, I tend to have one shoulder higher than the other. And it's just a result of the scoliosis. But anyway, so my belly and Levi, he was kind of leaning over to the side. So they wanted to try to line him up perfectly so that it would help him come out, because if he's over, it just doesn't open things up and makes things progress. So they laid me on my right side and put my left leg up in a stirrup. Not comfortable at all, but I think I was there in that position, like laying on my side for 5 minutes, 10 minutes top. It didn't feel like long, and I started to get that feeling of like when the contractions came, I was bearing down even when I was trying to relax. And this is the point, like once I got out of the bath and had a contraction out of the bath, that's when I was like in transition is what they call it. And it was getting serious. Like I was having a hard time letting go and relaxing. I just kept wanting to like leave, like seriously. To be perfectly honest, when I'm in that moment, doing that transition, I just want to like leave my body. My sisters asked me like, what does it feel like? You know, what is it like? And the best way I can describe it is when you have real contractions, you're just like, okay, I'm done. Like you literally, like every time a contraction came, I was trying to relax, but when I couldn't, I just wanted to like leave my body. It's the weirdest thing. And the whole time I'm talking to myself, it's like, you know, you got it, Katie, you got it. And be like, nope, I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I just go back and forth with myself. That's how I know I'm almost done. But anyway, so that started happening, and like I said, 5-10 minutes, I started to push, and so the nurse ran to get the midwife because they hadn't checked me yet. I'm pretty sure they hadn't checked me at that point to see what I was at. So the last time they checked me, I was at a 7, but they were evidently super busy that day, so she was delivering another baby down the hall, and I think that's why she didn't come check me right when I got out of the bath. Anyway, the nurse ran as soon as I kind of grunted and bared down. She ran to get the midwife, and you know, my mom and my husband and all them were just trying to get me like, relax, Katie, don't push. You don't want to rip. You don't want to tear. You don't want to, you know, hurt the baby or anything. So I was just trying to relax through the contractions. And then the midwife came in pretty quick. Like maybe I did one more contraction without her, but it wasn't very long. And she came in and was like, okay, baby's here, like, let's do this. And I was on my side at the time. And the midwife kind of pushed my leg up and gave it to me to hold, which I much preferred over being in the stirrup. And they were getting all suited up. And like I said, my sister, Anna Marie, she is 10 years younger than me. So she's 17. 17 years old, I think. She wanted to deliver the baby because she is really interested in becoming a midwife one day. So they were getting all suited up. It was so funny. She was suiting Anna Marie up, and I was starting to feel a contraction coming on, and I was just like, here it comes, like, can I push, can I push? I wanted to get the okay, because like I'm always terrified of like pushing too soon because it can cause complications. So anyway, it was coming on. I was just like, can I push? And I heard the midwife say, yes, you know, you can push this time. So when it came and I got that first feeling to push, I went to bear down, and as I was like just about to bear down, she was like, someone shouted, I think it was the midwife, but like, hold it. Like, hold it, wait. Come to find out, Anna Marie was putting on a glove because like it was happening so fast. Like everyone was trying to bring everything into the room, and everyone was like shoving things at Anna Marie, saying like, put this on, you gotta have gloves, you gotta have all this stuff on before you deliver a baby. And I guess Anna Marie dropped a glove and was trying to find another glove, and you have to be double gloved, I think. Anyway, she was having a hard time putting her gloves on, and you know, the midwife was trying to let her deliver it, and I guess at that point, when I went to bear down, you could see the head. So anyway, I was just like, I heard that and I was like, wait, what? Am I not supposed to bear down? Like, am I not supposed to push? So I kind of like stopped, and then they were like, okay, go ahead. And I went to bear down, and the baby, Levi, was coming very fast, which kind of scared me because I was just like, it was happening so quickly. And at this time, it was around 4 o'clock. Or no. At the time I got out of the bath, it was 4 o'clock. I remember someone saying that, and Anna Marie looked over at the wall and said, I bet she'll have the baby before like, or at 4:20 or something was what she said. And I was just like, I wish. Like, that sounds fantastic to have this baby in 20 minutes after I get out of the bathtub. Anyway, so yeah, I bared down through that contraction, and I was pushing. I think he was coming so quickly, or I was pushing too hard. The midwife didn't want me to tear, so they were trying to get me to take shorter breaths to kind of slow down either Levi coming or me pushing. It's all a haze. If you've ever had a baby, it's all craziness when the baby actually comes out. But so yeah, the nurse came around and like really was like, Katie, take short breaths, just to try to like get myself to stop, I guess, because my body was bearing down so hard. So we did that through one contraction. I think I might have pushed through 2 contractions and the baby was there. Like, Levi came. It was very fast, and it did not take long at all. And he slipped right out. I was still on my side, which is, I've never done like delivered on my side. Usually you have your legs up, kind of just laying on your back delivering the baby, but I was still on my side. I don't know if it's because that's the way the midwife likes, you know, whatever's comfortable to me, or it just happened so fast. She was fine with it. But yeah, I delivered on my side, the baby came out, and then I like put my leg down and kind of laid back on my back, and Anna Marie caught the baby. I was so excited for her. She was able to get in there and deliver Levi and bring the baby up and put him on my chest after he was born. And yeah, it was just a magical time, and I was instantly in love, and I was instantly grateful and thankful that the hard part was over. Yeah, and I had him at, I think it was 4:12 or 4:13, and yeah, that is my birth story. I'm trying to remember after that, it's kind of all a blur. I do know I was bleeding a good bit, so when I went into the hospital, and it's been the case for both of my previous pregnancies, but by the time I go to deliver, I'm anemic, like very, you know, just very low blood iron in my blood. So I guess I was bleeding a lot after, you know, the baby came out and stuff like that, and after I delivered the placenta. And they had to stick me with some kind of needle. I can't even remember what it was. I didn't even feel like, it was a big old needle, but you're just so out of it, and I was watching the baby. I didn't even feel it when they stuck me, but that kind of solved the issue. Then my midwife cleaned me up and said that I did not tear, and that was the best news ever. With Gideon, I had a very minor tear, and there was a little bit of discomfort, but since Levi, I didn't tear at all. I couldn't believe how good I felt the next day. Like, you're still, you know, bleeding and sore and, you know, all that stuff, but oh my goodness, night and day comparison to trying to recover with stitches down there. So anyway, as soon as my midwife told me that I didn't tear, I was like, okay, whew. Like, the day can end. I am happy. That is the news I was looking for. Besides having a healthy baby, I didn't want to tear. So yeah, that is, I don't know what else to say. That's my birth story. Anna Marie got to deliver him. She absolutely loved it. It was really cool because the midwife who I went to is the same midwife that my mom has used from Anna Marie down. So was that Anna Marie 5, 6 of my sisters this midwife has delivered, and she delivered Anna Marie, so it was really cool. We took pictures. It was really neat that Anna Marie got to deliver my child with the woman that delivered her from mom 17 years ago. And it was really special. She had a blast, really enjoyed it, and I was really excited that she got to be there and that she got to, you know, do that, because I also got to deliver one of my siblings. I want to say it was Sophia. I had the midwife that I use today let me deliver Sophia. I was there for 3 of my sister's births, but one I did deliver kind of like my sister did to Levi. And I always remember that, and that was like super neat, super special. It was something I really look back fondly on. So anyway, I was really excited that Anna Marie got to be there and deliver a little Levi. But yeah, the night kind of went on from there. It was 4 o'clock when I had him. I think my mom and siblings left around like 6 or so. We went to a room around 7. Slept as well as you can in a hospital that night, and then we ended up being able to get discharged the following evening. So we really only had to spend the one night in the hospital, which is amazing, and then we came home and got our kids, and we were all one big happy family, and we've been slowly trying to figure out all this adjusting ever since. But yeah, that is my birth story. I didn't think it would take me this long, but I've been recording for 30 minutes, so there you go. Oh, I did want to say real quick, I did take a bag of makeup with me to the hospital, but I never do my makeup when I am delivering. Kudos to the women who can, but for me, like, I sweat so much, and maybe it's because I like getting in the bath and you're so hot in there, but like, I don't know if I'll be able to share the pictures, but when I was in the bathtub, I had like cold rags all over me because the nurse didn't want me to, you know, get overheated and whatnot in the bathtub. So I had like cold rags all over my face. I was sweating so bad. Like, if I tried to put makeup on, I would look like a hot mess by the time my baby came. So I never bring makeup to the hospital with the thought of putting it on while I'm in labor. It's just not something that's on my mind. So anyway, I never bring makeup with me to the hospital to do and put on before the baby comes, but I love to do it the day afterwards, and like when people come to visit, when we're FaceTiming with family showing the baby, I like to have a little bit of makeup on. So I did bring my little case up makeup case, and I filled it with just like a day's worth of makeup because I knew max we would spend 2 days there, so I just put a few things in here. But I did want to share with you guys that I talked to Case Up. I will link up here the video where I first showed them. I want to say they sent this to me at least a year ago, if not 2 years ago, and I still use it every time I have to go away for a day, for a week. This is what I use to bring my makeup. I absolutely love it. It's a super sturdy container. It doesn't look like it would hold much, but it holds a lot. Sometimes if I'm away for a week or more, it doesn't hold enough for that just because I'm extra. But if you need a couple nights, a weekend, this is all you need. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's nice and sturdy. Like I said, I love the hard case, and the sides have a lot of give to it, so you can really, like, I have packed this thing. But anyway, I talked to the people over at Case Up because they did send me this as PR way back when, and I was like, hey, do you have a code or anything? Because I was thinking of like mentioning it, or I was even thinking of doing like what did I bring to the hospital type of video back in December, but I never did. Anyway, I reached out to them. I was like, do you have a code I can give to my followers or my subscribers? Because one of y'all did DM me and ask me like, what was that makeup case you used? I'm really curious to get one, and I was like, it's Case Up. Let me see if I can get you a coupon code just to give you guys a discount. So there is going to be a discount. I think Case Up said there'd be 15% off, and I'll leave the info down below because I don't think the coupon code is, I know the coupon code isn't an affiliate code or anything. I don't get commission off of it, but it's just something that they can put on their Amazon store for you to go and get a discount on. And they, you know, replied to me and were like, hey, we can give you 15%. I'm pretty sure it's 15%. Check the link down below, and I don't know if I need to use their specific links. I do have Amazon affiliate, like I am an affiliate with Amazon, so I do tend to use my links. If my link's down there, that is an affiliate link, but I don't know if I need to use their links in order to give you guys a percentage off. So I don't know if the link down there is going to be affiliate or not, but I'll leave the information down there if you would like to know, to see where the money is going, where the, you know, kickback is going. But I do know that they are giving you a discount for right now. I don't know for how long. I'll have that information down below. I'm still talking with them over email as I am recording this video. But if you were at all interested in getting a really sturdy makeup case, now would be the time to do it because you can get 15% off. Like I said, I linked up here already, but I'll go ahead and link it down below as well. I did a kind of travel with me makeup video a long time ago, so if you want to check that video out, you can kind of see what I was able to pack in here. Ever since they sent this to me, this is all I ever use when it comes to taking my makeup, and then I put my brushes, because I do have this little thing here. It's never enough for my brushes. I use the little MORPHE hard case. It's my favorite thing I've ever bought from MORPHE, and it's the one thing I will always recommend from MORPHE because it's such a solid, hard brush case. I absolutely love it. I'll leave that one linked down below. I should have brought it over here, but I didn't. But yeah, if you want to get this, Case Up is giving 15% off to my subscribers, and all the information will be down below. This video isn't sponsored or anything like that. I just wanted to mention it, and I had a subscriber ask me what this was, and I was like, let me see if I can get you guys a discount on it, and I figured I would share with you guys in this video. But anyway, this is why I'm terrible at drinking my coffee when it comes to talking, because then I just forget to drink the coffee, and now I get to sip on cold coffee. I'll have to go and reheat that for the like 3rd time today. But anyway, yeah, that is my birth story, and we got maybe 3 rows done. It was kind of hard to talk and also be aware of where I was putting the colors, but we got a little bit done here. And like I said, we're doing a hummingbird here. Anyway, yeah, that was fun. I really enjoy cross stitch, and like I said, I had some of y'all say you wanted to see me do a story time cross stitch with me, so there you go. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this type of video where I just sit and cross stitch and talk about stuff with you guys, I can definitely do it again, or just anytime I have something to share where I just want to sit and talk and not put on my makeup or something, we can cross stitch, because I love to cross stitch. I think it's absolutely so much fun. Yeah, anyway, it's a old pastime of mine that I used to do a lot when I was a young teen, but doesn't happen as often now that I'm married and have a YouTube channel and 3 kids. But anyway, that is it. We are going on 2.5 weeks. He's 2.5 weeks old. He is napping right now in the other room, and I get some sleep at night. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Like I said, I don't know how to end this, but I hope you guys did find this video entertaining. At least you enjoyed watching me cross stitch. I don't know, but I always like sharing my birth stories. And like I said, I think I will do Olivia's, just because at this point, like, she's the only one I haven't done on my YouTube channel, and I feel kind of bad, like a bad mom. I haven't shared my first child story, so I'll probably do that at some point, maybe in a couple months, just to space these out. But let me know if you are at all interested in hearing that, and let me know if I ever like leave a detail out that you were really interested in hearing. Oh, I didn't even tell you, like, when he came. When Levi Thomas came, he was 8 pounds and 5.6 ounces, so he outweighed his brother Gideon, but was thankfully not as heavy as his sister Olivia. Gideon was 8 pounds, Olivia was 10 pounds 3 ounces. He was, let's see, 19 inches long. He was born at 4/12, but yeah, I think that's all the vital information. But like I said, when I sit down to do Olivia's, definitely let me know down below in the comments anything like, hey, when you share Olivia's, like, I'd really like to hear this about it, and I'd really like to hear more about this, or you didn't even mention this. Feel free to let me know, because I definitely do forget a lot of things. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.